And so, people will often come up to me and they will say, well, Kamala, talk to us a little bit about black people's issues. And I look at them and I say, you know what? I am so glad you want to talk about the economy. I am so glad you want to talk about health care. I am so glad you want to talk about the racial wealth gap. And let's talk about national security while we're at it. And let's talk about the dreams people have for our children. So let's talk a little bit about all of that. Let's start with economic security. The Black Census shows us that in the last year, nearly half of Black families in America said they did not have enough money to pay a monthly bill. It found that a third of Black families cut back on food because they could not afford it. And for every dollar white men earn, Black women in America earn 61 cents. So we must right what is wrong with the economy and pass My Lift Act, which will give every family making under $100,000 a year a tax credit that they can collect at up to $500 a month. Economists have described it as the most significant middle-class tax cut we've had in generations. We must right what is wrong and take action on equal pay, with my plan that puts the burden on corporations not working women to prove that they've been paid equally for equal work. We must right what is wrong and close the teacher pay gap to give millions of teachers, the vast majority of whom are women, a raise. And I say to them, so you want to talk about Black issues? Let's talk about health care also. So nearly 1/3 of folks in the Black Census said they put off seeing a doctor because they could not afford it. We know that Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die in connection with childbirth. And we know that Black communities across this country are dealing with water that is not safe to drink. We must right what is wrong with public health policy and pass Medicare for all in this country. And we must right what is wrong and pass my maternal mortality bill so that Black women in America are taken seriously when they walk in that doctor's office, in that clinic, or in that hospital. We must right what is wrong and finally treat access to clean drinking water like what it should be, a fundamental right. And ladies, if we're going to right what is wrong, let's deal with the racial wealth gap in our country, which is why today, here at the Essence Festival, I am releasing a new plan to start closing the wealth gap. And here's how it works. So a typical Black family has just $10 of wealth for every $100 held by a white family.